All right, guys, let's talk about Shotokan karate kicks, how you can use them for MMA and kickboxing. Now, one thing that these Japanese kickboxers like Yuki Yosa are doing is they are using the ball of the foot when they kick. Now, the thing you got to understand is when you throw these karate kicks is a little different from traditional Muay Thai or kickboxing kicks, right? Because a lot of times in Muay Thai, the way we throw the kick is we like to sort of start in a more or less square stance, take that step out, and then rotate on the foot as we pull the shin across, right? But here, we're going to be kicking with the ball of the foot, so it's a little bit different, right? And the way you're going to do it is, you're going to actually start by, when you're in your stance, lifting your leg and doing what we call chambering, then, from this chamber position, releasing the kick. So first, let me start off with a basic front kick, right? Now, normally if I were in a Muay Thai stance, I got my weight on my back foot, I would lift the foot and I would drive my ball of the foot through the bag like a forward motion like this, right? But what I'm going to be doing is with this karate kick, which is called the Maegari, that's a front kick, snapping with the ball of the foot, is I'm going to lift, right? And I'm going to hit and come back. But notice that I'm not just coming up on this upward trajectory, right? I could do that. Like if I'm in front of you, I could chamber and just release the kick, whether it's from the front or the rear. But what I'm going to do here is I want to actually be able to send this kick forward, except I'm not driving, I'm hitting and coming back. So I'm going to chamber and then snap and come back. So notice that the ball of my foot, it's hitting at this angle. I'll do it slow again. Here, and I'm coming back. So let me do it a little fast with the lead leg. Whoosh, right there. Now normally, when I throw this teep kick in Muay Thai, I might swing my arm down. The good part about throwing these ball of the foot snap kicks is from my hands being up, it doesn't take a lot of effort to snap this kick because it's mostly leg and not hip. So I don't have to compromise my guard. I can just lift and hit. Now, when I'm doing it from the rear, it's the same thing. It helps to be a little bit more or less squared, but I can basically just lift and send that kick right there. And I'm kicking once again with the ball of the foot. Now, understand, when I throw the round kick, I'm also going to chamber, but I'm going to first start to practice chambering with the angle, right? So that way, when I do this snapping motion, I'm actually going to be able to flank the bag. Because remember, that's the biggest difference between a round kick and a front kick. It's not just the kick itself and the technique, but it's where you're attacking from, whether it's straight, like a teep or a front kick, or whether it's coming around, like the round kick, or we're about to do the Mawashi Gari, okay? So I'm here, I lift, I can snap and come back. And notice, I'm using the ball of the foot. So let me do a little quicker. Right, that's my rear. My left, I can either hitch up into it, or from distance, I can just lift and land. And land, okay? Now, what would be the benefit of using this kick? Well, for one thing, there's a lot less surface area, but also the targets I'd be going for are a little bit more precise. So where we think of hitting with the shin and kicking the liver, the spleen, right? Kick his whole rib cage, kick his liver. You could think of that as big on big. What I'm going for here is more precision. So it's actually small on small. So it's not like a traditional teep where I don't need to blast this guy across the ring or the room. I'm just gonna hit what I wanna hit and come back. Boom, right there. I go right for his, let's say, solar plexus or his sternum. I can kick him right in the ribs. Boom, right there. If I want to drive my ball of my foot into his thigh, I can even do a low kick variation, right? And then if I also want to kick him right in his chin with that upward trajectory, I would then send it straight up, okay? So that's how we use these ball of the foot type of motions. You can mix up the direction, whether you're kicking to the front with the stab, or you're kicking around with the flank, or I can come low. And notice, I may move my hands for balance, but the hand movement is much more minimal versus my typical Thai stance, where when I throw that kick, I'm fully committing my hip and in turn swinging my arm down for the counterbalance, okay? Now, one thing you can do to use these kicks a little bit interchangeably is the way I was saying, to chamber the front kick looks like this, and to chamber the round kick looks like this. I can actually use my front kick chamber as like my base and then change it up. So if I want to throw a round kick variation, I can lift, change, snap, and return it, okay? I'll show you that from the rear. I would lift up, I would change, I'd snap, return, and come back. So what does this do? It basically allows you to throw a question mark kick, but instead of like the Brazilian question mark kick variation in Muay Thai, we're kicking with the ball of the foot. So we're gonna be able to change and come back. Now this takes a lot of hip dexterity. So let me run through it with you real quick, slow, on the bag. We're gonna start with the lead leg. I'm gonna lift, I'm gonna change my hip, I'm gonna hit, come back, straight down, okay? With the rear, I come up, I change, I hit, and come back. Let me do it a little bit faster just because, you know, it is hard to balance on one foot and still produce power on the bag. Question mark. Question mark. And notice too that normally if I'm doing my Thai style or my Dutch style, I'm trying to blow through this bag. Because I'm using a large bag, normally I know that if I'm hitting small targets like certain organs on their body or their chin, I don't need to blast the bag, because if I can produce even a minuscule amount of power, small on small, it's going to do damage. And that's the biggest difference in mindset. A lot of guys say, like, what's the point of that kick if it clearly doesn't have as much power as a traditional round kick? The reason why is because we're going for precision here. Look at Sean O'Malley, look at Conor McGregor, okay? For these kicks work, it's just that the target you're going for is a lot smaller. So if I want to work this bag with these karate ball of the foot kicks, I can kick the legs, whoosh, whoosh. I can flank and kick the thigh, whoosh, whoosh, okay? I can come up to the body with that step, whoosh, whoosh. I can kick around, kick him in the ribs, whoosh, whoosh. Come up to the head, I can go right for the head, whoosh. Right, I'm here, whoosh. Or if I want to change it up, I come with that sort of question mark version. Whoosh, whoosh. Change it up. Whoosh. That's how these guys play with the ball of the foot to create so much variety in their kicks, okay? So it takes a lot of leg dexterity. It's very different for most people, but you know, try this out. I'm actually an orange belt in Shotokan Karate from 10 years ago. So that's why I feel like I'm a little bit qualified to talk about this kick, where I see a lot of people sort of just seeing the Japanese kickboxers use it and trying it on their own, but they don't really understand actually how to do it. And they have the right idea, but I just wanted to clear that up for everybody. So hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for more.